Welcome to Late IHP Show with your very own 5D Mystic to talk about the new moon and spiritual self-help, love, 5D Collective. So the 5D Collective, that involves a group of people who love to use their active human being left and right mode brain. And that's going to be pretty straightforward because it's going to mean you think softly and it's not, I don't want to do it. Okay, so that's number one. As I finish up mindfulness, which adds to my MindSight educational background and certificates, hours, all of this beautiful stuff that helps the people want to do self-help and personal development and true spirituality. So here's the deal, 5D Collective. It's called Christ Consciousness because you embrace unconditional love. And so now that that's pretty clear, some people, they have a hard time dealing with uncertainty, unwanted and unexpected, but in more than just one way. Some of us, we don't. And that's the people who are going to resonate and come on over to the 5D mystic plane. It's because it's going to say, ooh, I got feelings. Ooh, I got thoughts. Ooh, yeah, I get to live life like a human being. And then I get to, manipulate words with curiosity. So we get to do Krishna Lila, Shiva, and Kali. So all these words, they mean something, but in a very lighthearted way to the Enlightenment Soul Age group, which doesn't have laundry in our body. So that Zen master, now I have understood that for him, I guess mindfulness and mindsight are both very challenging to put into practice. Because the minute you're telling me you got laundry in your body, then I know you don't like to do all of the emotional stuff that becomes very vivid, and then you get to be aware of it as you are putting into practice what is called mindfulness again, and or mindsight. Mindsight is even better than mindfulness. That I learned from Daniel Siegel. So I know the technique because he has a mindsight lens and it involves observation and other two things that I forget right now, but I'll revisit it when I need to put into practice. So in addition to focus, attention, awareness, and then kind intention, which activates, by the way, your ventral vagal state, because your body's going to know you're safe, and then you're going to activate that mammalian heritage. So anyways, love is all about that. It's about being securely attached with other human beings, which is why it's really funny and not impressive when you meet those masculines, whether they're divine or not, and whether they think they're feminines because of clairs. What I know is if they don't know how to love like Jesus taught me, that they're not yet a whole divine masculine, divine feminine, because their inner child's nowhere out to play. Okay, so that's where this new moon, very clear for the 5D Collective how to rise above and to keep on rising, because it's all about love and not pretend love and not toxic positivity, like actively saying, wow, I'm breathing. That means I'm alive and I get to socialize with my loved ones and be here one more day and actively make a difference. Okay, so the 5D Collective, they're happy to be here. We know humans are evolving. We know what year it is. We're not in the medieval ages. We actively find it interesting that there are men, women, and I don't know about days, but that actively think, about like love in that monogamous, monoamorous way, calling polyamory unfaithful, while it's more of we love more than one person and we actively know how to tell them in their face versus behind their back and then, yell at each other and insult each other. That kind of seems very dramatic in a very ancient time way. Like when they would do those duels. Yeah, the duels with the, I'm going to slap you because you offended me. So those are people who are adaptive child behavior patterns. Yes, they're very unimpressive, and they're not divine feminines no matter how many clairs they have. And when they tell me, like the squirrel from Cusco land, that they know the future in a very angry way, I'm thinking that angry circuit could be managed by the human being who owns the brain and the body that actually was there to serve the life that you are. You just eventually didn't choose to go and get your 1-year-old and 3-year-old back and find that something sacred that was lost. So when people are pissy in their pants at the, childhood stuff and they don't tend to that unconscious, subconscious, yes, they're not actively putting into practice mindfulness and mindsight throughout their day-to-day state as they interact with you. So this is where spiritual self-help, true spirituality, yes, it is about living a life of meaning and connection beyond the solo self. So it's actively something anyone with clairs would know about if they did want to be truly spiritual, but I think they like Elsa's mantle and that cape. So the cape are for teenagers who are trying to be popular. Anybody go to high school? Anyone notice? Anybody? Yeah, so the 5D Collective, we actively know it's cool. It would be a lot cooler if those people who are Cuscos, who are Pinocchios with wooden bodies, who are on the island out there, stopped blaming the devil, demons, and Lucifer and all that for anything related to unresolved childhood trauma, number one. Two, it would be a lot cooler if they went and got out of the hellhole of the body with good therapists. There are plenty. I got a network of them. Then obviously you want to spot the ones who are ineffective at their job and help them too, because they're ineffective because they have unresolved trauma. It's not because they didn't do the studying. We all do studying, but when you go to help people, if you don't know about your low self-esteem and your own emotional stuff, you know, you're going to perpetuate it, like the whole thing with laundry in your body. So anytime I hear anybody making, you know, comments about emotions, I'm like, they don't know how to do emotions like a grown-up yet. That means they don't actively know it's okay to get angry, sad. It's okay to be disgusted, surprised, happy. What's the other one? Fear. Fear is my least favorite because I always think I'm going to physically die, and then I get really upset, and then I start crying, and you know that actively happens. So on that note, when it comes to love, there are no sagas or dramas. For some of us, it's more of there's so many fish out there in the sea. We're bountiful. Now, we want emotionally and intellectually smart men, women, and theys, the 5D collective. We are not interested or impressed with anyone who's not a whole divine feminine and divine masculine. Otherwise, they don't know how to do mindfulness or mind sight. It means they don't know how to say, hey, look, I got emotions. Let's talk about it with passion. They project it. Now, that's fun for Krishna Lila. I have a lot of fun with Cuscos all the time. But then again, it's not interesting intellectually. Emotionally, it's fun to be able to share love and then humor. And sometimes it's also fun to be Pacha. You know, when Pacha teases Cusco, I think he teases him at some point, but I don't remember. Anyways, long story short, the new moon. So for 5D, it's been a expansion ongoingly. And for those of you who are new, welcome aboard. I'm happy to be here for you because 4D got pretty boring pretty fast for me. They kept talking about DNA upgrades again and again and again. I'm like, there's something off with you and your DNA upgrades because I don't see people becoming more loving. I see them getting pissy in their pants. I see them not noticing it. And then I learned about attachment trauma and I was like, wow, okay, now all of it is making a lot of sense. So trauma charges, they come up. They're called very deep emotions. If you get to do the spiritual self-help here at IHP for my 5D mystics, you're going to have a buttload of fun because you're going to claim your inner child first of all. And that's the first love of your life. It's you. And then you say, ooh, I love who I am, exactly as I am. Are you going to take me exactly as I am? No? Okay, bye. I'll see you later, alligator. Oh, no, you don't let me talk about my mystic woo-woo stuff in a serious way. You don't appreciate that I have astral travels and I wake up and then I feel the collective and you want to make fun of me with my full moon and my crystals and my cards. Yep, you're out. I'm not building a mer home with you or a snow home. I don't like you. You make fun of me and not in a funny way. What I'm trying to say is that we will love to be with people who intellectually are on the same level, right? Meaning you have to have some interest, otherwise what are you going to talk about? It's going to get boring pretty fast. If you and I have completely opposing interests and we have no interest in common. I mean, I know that they have, you know, Penny and what's his face, Leonard, work out. But really, she at a certain point says, I want to learn what Leonard does. Otherwise, what are we going to talk about? That's how it works. So love. It's in the air. For people who know what they want, they're going to seek it. And it's not hard. It gets easier as you get older. Because if you know who you are, that's why you know how to do self-help. And then that's why you also know how to do spiritual. That's also why you do 5D. So the Ascension energies for my 5D collective. New moon, bringing to you clarity in a way that you consistently know of. For the divine feminines, you usually will know, okay, I'm expanding. Divine masculines, it's a different story. And they take a little bit longer, but eventually they figure it out. And in this lovely 2024 and moving forward, because we have some really great therapists out there, it's pretty easy and straightforward for anyone who's a masculine to learn, hey, I'm going to go save my inner child first, who saved me from my home. And then I'm going to go, and after I learned how to love myself first, I'm going to go love other people. Whether you're monoamory or polyamory, you're going to know how to be a securely attached functional adult without Terra Real. But if you need Terra Real, he's out there, like Patrick Tehan, Dr. Daniel Fox, Dr. Daniel Siegel, Bezel Vanderkolk, Julianne, Janina Fisher, the good therapists that can help you all get home to yourself. And then you can come join and have fun with mindfulness, mindsight, meditation, Reiki, tarot, channeled guidance, all of the fun stuff that we do here. No, you can come while you're doing that too, because they're going to help you to stay grounded in your prefrontal cortex as you expand that window tolerance into window welcome. And here we get to keep on doing window welcome for love and relationships, healing, you know, trauma one person at a time with secure attachment, the ones who want to be their authentic self. So we're whole 3-year-old hearts. Join us, and I hope you're having a wonderful new moon, wonderful Lionsgate portal. We'll be back with more. Have a great evening.